Hello world, it's your boy Malik coming to you live. Basically, I'm going to do a little video about hole in the head disease for tropical fish and what causes it and how to fix it. So basically, I'll give you an example of what it looks like. Ryu here, who is my boy. If you can see in here, that little hole there, and it's actually just the early stages. It's nothing major. He's a goldfish, and it's very common for goldfish, even if the water quality and everything else is good, especially if you have them in ponds. When you bring them inside for winter and whatnot, you get stuff like this. So basically, the first thing you need to do is you need to keep your water quality really high and whatnot, so that the fish are in a good quality water and whatnot. So once next thing is, once you have a problem, it's actually the parasite is not inside the wound here. This is a secondary infection. The actual problem is internal parasite is in the fish's gut. So you got to treat the internal digestive system of the fish. And how you do this is by using several different things. The first thing you want to start doing is you want to give your fish a Epsom salt bath, which is this stuff here. You can buy this at Shoppers Drug Mart or drugstores. Just buy the pure Epsom salt. It's magnesium sulphate, and basically you use 1 tablespoon for 5 gallons. So you get a 5-gallon bucket like this, and you put 1 tablespoon. You put your fish in there. You put an air stone. Put a tablespoon of that stuff. You leave them in there for 12 hours. You gotta monitor them. I would not stress them, but anything more than 1 tablespoon for 5 gallons, I would not recommend. But there's an easier way to do this, which is actually dose your entire pond. Epsom salt is not bad for the plants or the fish or anything else in the pond, so it's just a diuretic. You use 1 tablespoon for 40 liters. So every 10 gallons of water, you put 1 tablespoon. And you gotta do a partial water change every 2 days. And by 2-3 days, you should have actually cleared out the problem. Basically, what it does is makes the fish poop really fast and poops everything out. The next thing you can use is this new type of food, which is by newlifeSpectrum, which is a hex-shield. It basically does the same thing. It has magnesium sulphate in it. The active ingredient here is magnesium sulphate, and it fights. It basically makes the fish poop everything out. The other thing you want to use is Metroplex, which is Metronidazole. Basically, this is an antibiotic, and this basically helps them with again, the parasites as well as secondary infections. Anything else clears out the system. So you want to use this in conjunction with your Epsom salt bath and your Spectrum shield, hex-shield. Also, another product you want to use is your canaplex, which is this stuff here, which is an antibiotic. You want to mix this with your food, which is basically any type of gel food. You mix this stuff. You can mix some metronidazole in there as well. So those are your options, and if you do these things early on in the stages, you can actually treat hole in the head. You can actually cure it. Hopefully, it would not cause any long-term damage for your fish or its appearance. But the best key is early detection. Basically, all 3 of these guys have the parasite, although their levels of symptoms are very different. Like for example, this guy here, you can see a lesion on the bottom of his face. It's very small right now. It was a bit more bigger yesterday. Once I start treating them, it goes away very fast. The treatment works pretty fast. The food treatment, I think, is 3 days. With the metronidazole, you want to do this for about, I think, at least 2 weeks to 3 weeks. I would say every 2 days you do water change. Basically follow the directions in your container and go from there. Hopefully this helps, and good luck with your fish and fish keeping, and hope everybody's having a good weekend. And yeah, prevention is key, but once you have a problem, you have to deal with it right away. So good luck with everything, and happy fish keeping. Cheers.